Good morning and welcome back to South Suburban Bowls Club, where we got the second round of the 2022 Mackay Easter Open Challenge. And we've got another great match up here in Greg Nelson, Shane Kinnear and Scotty Chamberlain up against Heath Hawkins, Chantel Hawkins and Gary Costigan. And once again we have a great cross-section of the bowling fraternity in bowls up in Queensland. So we've got Heath on the mat at the moment. The end has just started. So Heath Hawkins playing his backhand here. Of course, we're set up on rink 9 all weekend. Wonderful weekend of bowls. We've got 4 games today. So a lovely starter there. Well, that's must be Shane leading up instead of... It looks like Greg must be playing 2, so the teams they're giving us so obviously they've changed the teams around by the looks of things. It looks like Chantel Hawkins is leading for Gary Costigan too, so what they've supplied us with is slightly different. So we see Greg Nelson on the mat at the moment. That last bowl was played by Chantel Hawkins, so we've got Greg Nelson on the mat at the moment playing 2 for Scotty Chamberlain. Not too sure how they went in the last round. We haven't got that information just yet. So I think it just goes to show you that the players, I think, have just come off the grass green. I'm thinking because they seem to walk in from out the back. This is Chantel, just played that bowl there. So Greg Nelson, of course, from the Belmont Bowls Club down in Brisbane. So we've got people coming in from absolutely everywhere at the moment. So yeah, good bowl there by Greg. So Gary reckons he's 2 down, so Gary looking very stressed. The very accomplished player Gary Costigan comes from, of course, the Townsville region, and is the president of Far North Queensland. A lot of people here from all over Queensland this weekend from just about every destination. Wonderful event here at South Suburban Bowls Club. And Gary a little bit wide with that one. So they just come off the grass green outside, so it would be a little bit of a culture shock coming from out there into here. Scotty Chamberlain, of course, Scotty, a very accomplished player. Northern Territory, Tasmania, and just great to see him here participating in this wonderful event up in Mackay. Truly not only a great bowler, but a great bloke, Scotty. Gary probably might be 3 down, so I don't think he's going to change his shot if he's 2 down or 3 down. He's still got to just dead draw it quite realistically, so good to have everybody on board. Hope you're enjoying the telecast, brought to you by the Gold Coast-Tweed District Media Team. What a bowl here by Gary Costigan. What a great bowl. So I think Scotty might play his forehand here and just try and trail this kitty. The opportunity of making a few shots here. Said Scotty, of course, has been leading in the Queensland over 60 squad, skipping a rink, and that's over 60s. Didn't miss that by much. Great attempt. Only the 1 down. In the last few years, he's been skipping a rink for the over 60s with great success. A very steady hand at the helm. as we see Heath Hawkins leading up. Playing his forehand. Yeah, great bowl there. Pressure bowl there. Pressure bowl. Yeah, just jack eye. Jack eye bowl. They're showing on the mat at the moment. He's not going to be far away from the kitty. Ooh, a little bit too much run in that one there. Ah, Mary, I knew you'd be back on board. G'day, Vince. And Heather, g'day, Heather, how are you? It's Heather, one of the hard-working officials from the Mackay District Ladies Bowls Association. Do a superb job up here. Another great bowl there from Shane. Sorry, I should rephrase that. Going to get the inside edge, yes. Yeah, it could be shot. Could be one down or one up. So Chantel on the mat at the moment. She needs a bit more grass than that. This hand here really does swoop at this distance. And as this screen varies with the various lengths that you play, it really depends upon how much grass you got to take. It is a hard rink to play on, but it's an unusual rink. It's absolutely, once you get the knack of it, it's absolutely superb. The pace of the green, we clocked it this morning. I think Robbie said around about 17.5 seconds, so it's running absolutely superbly. These players have just come from the outside green onto this one here, so a little bit of a culture shock for them. Great to have everybody on board this morning. Hope you're enjoying the telecast. Brought to you from South Suburban Bowls Club, beautiful Mackay. It's 27.4 degrees, the humidity is 59%. So, Chantel Hawkins on the mat at the moment, playing her forehand. Again, she's got a lovely weighted bowl, just a little bit underdone grass line. Well, you think that would have to be pretty close to shot. Gary's pretty happy with it, I know that. You're not the other Mary. Mary, great to have you on board. G'day, Diane Lenham. G'day, Jane. How are you? So, how's Greg's weight on this one here? Again, he's got a good line. Comes down to his weight. Must be pretty close. Not too sure who's got shots. Of course, they're the wonderful sponsors of this wonderful event. Alora Motorin, South Suburban Bowls Club, Debbie's Seafood and Deb's Fish Cafe, Cosmetic Dental Services, Roebuck Designer Homes, Bart's Plumbing and Roofing, Jetson and Savage, Scrap Metal, and of course South's Rugby League. Of course, they're one of the owners of this great club at South Suburban, so they do a great job. Wonderful facility here at South Suburban. Has been around and shown Robbie a few clubs this morning, even though it was bright and early. It was just before 6, so showed him around, and quite impressed with some of the facilities they do have up here in this region. Gary, beautiful weighted bowl there. Just had to cut his grass line down slightly, but you can see perfect weight. Scotty Franklin from the Broadbeach Bowls Club. I said the talent that they've picked up for this event this year is an absolute credit to the organisers of this event. Got a wonderful field here, 2 full greens, 32 teams. Wonderful achievement. But then again, they've got $15,000 in prize money up for grabs. So again, not only the quality of the players, but they have to really take your hat off to South Suburban for $15,000 for a 2-day event in a region is well done to the club. Scotty Franklin looking just to change his weight slightly. Always easy to overcorrect when you're doing this, but a very experienced campaigner. Oof. Didn't miss that by much. Looks like they're going to get the measure out. Looks like 2 shots to Scotty Franklin. Scotty Chamberlain, I should say. Scotty Franklin there. Scotty, of course, is a member of the Burleigh Bowls Club. Got too many Scots at the moment, mate. We've got Scotties everywhere. Scotty the Junk, you know it. But Scotties everywhere. Yes, I think it just went into the ditch by Shane, so of course now Heath will have the opportunity of dictating what length they're going to play. He's already brought the mat up. Looks like Gary is basically just said to him, put it anywhere you can give us a couple of shots, mate. Oh, this should sort him out a little bit shorter. Good length. Shane on the mat at the moment. Plays backhand. Got this very well grasped. It should start working into the head now. Again, as I said, it just continually runs on. Hey, g'day, Muddy. How are you, buddy? How's Townsville this morning, my friend? Look forward to seeing you guys soon. I think June, if I remember correctly, Muddy. Hey, Damo. How are you, champion? Hey, Michael. Happy Easter to you and your family too, mate. So, lovely bowl there from Heath. We've got Shane on the mat at the moment, sticking to his backhand. He's just got to take his a little bit of weight off this bowl. The finish on this green, absolutely magnificent. So it's 27.6 degrees here in Mackay at the moment, and the green's still running, I'd say, a good 17.5 seconds. So quite a good pace. Very hard when you've just come off like a 14.5, 15 second green outside. Grass, green running out there, running absolutely beautifully, absolutely superbly. It had very heavy dew this morning, be running absolutely superbly this afternoon. So credit to everybody up here in the Mackay region for the presentation of this wonderful event, the 2022 Mackay Easter Open Challenge. Greg Nelson on the mat at the moment. Greg, of course, from the Belmont Bowls Club down in Brisbane. G'day, Pedro. G'day, Nathan. How are you, mate? Morning, Ann. Greg not far away, just going to sneak around the back. Yeah, very good home there. As we see the 11:05 Express just landing at Mackay Airport. Hey, good on you, Nathan. Yeah, just running around the back with that last bowl. So Greg on the mat now, sticking to his backhand. Your last bowl, very handy location. Now, has this bowl got the run? I just think it's going to pull up a tad short, that's all. Gee whiz, he had a beautiful line on that, didn't he, eh? Oh, that's no good, Muddy. Just cut. Bit unlucky. Yeah, it's no good, mate. Hope you enjoy your time in Mackay anyway, buddy. Go Paul Turner. Skip going to the head, Scotty, first bowl. Good morning, Bettina. How are you this morning? So Scotty playing his forehand. Just, I said, depending, it really depends on what length you're playing, on how much grass you've got to take on this green. It's an amazing ring to play on. And again, Scotty just a little bit too much weight on that bowl. It really did come back into the head, but not coming to Hamilton Island, mate. Got too much to do, mate. We're heading back on Monday, Robbie and I. We've got a busy weekend next weekend. I've got commitments at Broadbeach with the Australian Championships, and Robbie's got the Test Series between the Australian Defence Force and the President's 12. So no matter where you are next weekend, there's going to be cracking games all over the place. So Scotty, once again, he's not going to be too far away from this. He's just going to duck under it. Gee whiz, that's a great attempt. So Gary just asking a few questions. His backhand, I think he's ball starting to work into the head now. There's having a good look, see who's got shot. Just the one shot. One shot to Gary Costigan, so levels things up at 2-all. Now for those who have just joined us, g'day Wally. It's 18 ends. Or the bell. 90-minute duration of the game. Or 18 ends. Well, I'll tell you right now, I'll get about 15 ends looking at that last game. Bruce, the Defence Force game is played at Manly Bowls Club. Friday night, 6:30. And Saturday morning at 9 a.m. and the second test, if I remember, at 1:30, if I remember correctly. And it's a wonderful test series. It's commemorates Anzac Day. They have a wonderful service prior the commencement of the test match on the Friday night, and some absolutely got some incredible players playing in it, that's for sure. It should be a wonderful game. So Shane, a good weighted bowl there, just needs a little bit more grass. So we've got Heath on the mat at the moment. Heath just beautiful bowl there, corrected his grass line. Two very good weighted bowls there. One of them, well, both count at the moment, so two very good bowls by Heath Hawkins. So Shane just tell you what, he's played this very well too. I'm sorry, his first bowl was short, I beg your pardon. I got those two colours mixed up there. So Chantel playing her backhand, trying to beat this jack high bowl. See how wide they got to take this rink here. This should still just cut across the head. Yep. Just got to go a little bit wider there. Bruce, you are, mate. Just so I'll let you know, buddy. Robbie was going to ring you, mate. So Greg Nelson, hey, what, he's got this very well grassed here. How's his weight? Just needs a little bit more. He's locked in another good second shot there. So Chantel, this will come at right angles. What a great bowl. Absolutely fantastic bowl there. So anyway, Bruce, I just saved Robbie a phone call, mate. Okay, Greg. Again, just needs a little bit more weight to get there. So these things turn at right angles. Yeah, good attempt. Very good attempt. Morning, Mark Sutton. How are you, my friend? That was a wonderful Harvey Bay this morning, mate. See you up there in a couple of months. Looking forward to that. Haven't got the results yet, matey. You know, it's, they're working on them at the moment, mate. So. Gary just looking to sit that bowl. Come to a very good home there. Scotty, I thought he played with a little bit of weight. He's not going to be too far away from this. He's got this. Yep. Looks like it's still live. You can see the jack there just to the left-hand side of the number. He's trying to beat that darker bowl there in front and probably go very close to shot. Oh, a little bit underdone grass line with that one, and weight too. Be a little bit wider. Scotty was way up there with that. Look at that one. Just not going to stop. Just ran into the ditch. So it looks like it's the one to the Gary Costigan lead combination. They're on the wrong line. So they've really lengthened this out. Looks like it's gone right back to the tee by the looks of it, the kitty. So should make it very interesting. He's out there. He depends upon his weight now. I think he's just a little bit too wide with it by the looks of it. Still coming into their head though, turning at right angles. We'll have the results through to you, Muddy, once we get them, mate. So Shane Kinnear on the mat, playing his backhand. Yes, Not a bad first up over this length. I said that's the same previously. These players are just coming from the grass green. I know they've played a few ends now. This is their 5th end, but you're dead right there, Luke. True call, that one, mate. Oh, lovely correction there by Heath. Shane's still just got to beat that last jack high bowl, really. It all comes down to his weight on this one here. Oh, close, but probably not close enough. Favour that bowl of Heath's at this stage. But Chantel on the mat at the moment. Any movement of the kitty very beneficial. Still coming. Yeah, lovely bowl there from Chantel. Gary just doing some housekeeping there. I'm sure Wendy will be very proud of him. Yeah, he's just going to pull up a bit short, Greg Nelson. Chantel with her second bowl. Just dropped her weight by the looks of things. Grass line was absolutely spot on there. Greg just looking for a little bit more weight just to sit this jack high bowl. He's got to be a lot wider than that. We needed a little bit more weight than that too, Greg did. As I said, it's makes it very interesting. I said over this length, it really does make you take extra grass. Just the way the carpet's on the ditch rink here. Once you play the longer end, you're really taking another 2 foot extra grass, which is absolutely amazing because you're taking enough as it is. So it's up to the skips now. Now, just see how far Gary goes out with his bowl, just to give you an indication of the grass line that's really required. Let's just start working into the head now. And still cross the line. That's amazing. Absolute pleasure to watch a bowl finish like that this day and age. Now, a lot of places, us bowlers in Queensland and also northern New South Wales, most places we're spoilt for the quality of our greens that we play on. We see Scotty Chamberlain, he's not far away. The little master. Yeah, what a bowl, Scott. That's a great pill. A lot of times I think bowlers, when they start whinging about greens, they should go around and play at other clubs. That way they might appreciate what their greenkeeper actually does do for them at their club. You know what, Gary's not far away from this at all. What a bowl. Beautiful bowl there by Gary Costigan. And Scotty once again trying to find that same port through there. Got a little bit of weight on that. what happens when you just got to have in the back of your mind that you got to reach the head. I'm not too sure. Two shots there to the Gary Costigan led combination. So we got Shane Kinnear just on the mat at the moment. Sticking his forehand, the same hand what Heath's playing. Heath Hawkins, of course, leading up for Gary, and Shane leading up for Scotty Franklin. Go a long way to play with two better skips than these two too. They're nothing really upsets them. They know no one deliberately plays a bad bowl, and they're both great guys to play bowls with. So Heath, how's his correction? Not too bad. Yeah, great bowl. A bit of pressure here on Shane. Responded beautifully. Yeah, great bowl there. Just didn't stick with it. Scotty pretty happy with that one. Probably would have made a couple out of that one, I'm assuming. Chantel. Just not there with that bowl. There's a bit more weight. So up here at South Suburban Bowls Club for the 2022 Mackay Easter Open Challenge. And in the next game, we've got a basically a local derby to a little bit of reasonable local derby. We'll let you know that before this stream's over. We see a nice bowl here from Greg Nelson. Just sitting just jack high. So just in front of Jack, really. So Chantel just got to come around that front bowl of hers. Thanks, mate. And of course we've got one of South Suburban, Mr. President. Great to have a bit of local knowledge on board in Colin Meg. Good morning, Colin.
Morning, Brian. How are you this morning?
Very well, mate. And just saying before to John Palmer, mate, a huge congratulations on the presentation of this wonderful facility that you have here.
Yeah, everything seems to be going all right and everyone's happy at the moment, so I suppose that's all we can wish for.
Give them time.
Fine weather. No, I think we've nearly got them all covered.
I think you have too, Colin.
So the only thing that'll worry us now will be the weather. So
yeah, I think we're going to be lucky with that one there. And just saying the green here, this rink here, Colin, running absolutely superbly. A few of the viewers have clocked it around about 17.5 seconds. So players are having a ball, mate. The ones I've spoken to, exactly what you said, Colin. They're more than happy. They're glad to be here, and they're very much in favour of the wonderful hospitality that you have showed them already.
Thanks very much for that, Brian. Yeah, look, I think this green gives everyone a chance, and certainly some of them will say it's a little bit faster than some of the others, but that's bowls, isn't it? You've got to learn to adapt, and
that's what it's all about, mate.
And we have the quality here in Mackay for this carnival. There's certainly a number of people from North Queensland, and of course we have the Brisbane contingent too. So yeah, look, everyone's come, and they certainly appear to be enjoying it so far. So far, so good, Colin. And I said it's a wonderful facility that you people have here with magnificent outdoor grooves. See a great bowl there from Gary Costigan. Probably just fell out, but very good weighted bowl there from Gary. Of course, Gary, a very experienced campaigner from far North Queensland, just up the road, Townsville, as we call it in Australia, just up the road. A quick 5-hour trip, probably. It's about 480 k's. So yep, not far. It's a good drive up the road.
So Scotty Chamberlain, of course, again, another very experienced campaigner. I don't think he's very impressed with this one. Just knew he had to throw it wide there because this green, as I was saying to the viewers before, depending on what length you're playing, Colin, once you go a little bit longer, you're taking about another 2 foot extra grass, aren't you? It's really unusual the way you've got to take extra grass as well as put the extra weight on it at the same time.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, look, I think it's like most synthetic greens. You need to be able to have a little bit of a think about it because they all change and they're all different. So,
yes.
Look, you've got a nice bowl here. They're going to run through.
You're just going to run through. I hope you get well, Johnny Walker. I look forward to catching up with you, mate. G'day, Cam. Good to have you back on board. Johnny Hammond. G'day, John. How are you? Mr. Bowles. Good morning, my friend. So, Scotty, just trying to correct his from his last bowl. It looks as though his grass line definitely being corrected. But how's his weight? Oh, I thought he may have set that bowl, but not quite. So, Chantel going to put a tape on it. Must be close. One down. Doesn't matter if it's only just if you're one down, you're one down, Cole. Not your mate. So
might as well have a close one as a big one.
You got that right, mate. I'm just saying, an absolute credit to see 32 teams here, Cole. There's a full contingent, both greens to capacity with 8 rinks, and you must be doing something right, mate. When I was also told too, you had about 6 teams left over too.
Yeah, look, I these 6, I know there was a lot more than that out further, but a couple pulled out, so we had to introduce them, of course, bring them in. But yeah, look, it's a very popular carnival. Every year we seem to be able to attract the people, and $15,000, I suppose it's nearly worth a little trip down the highway to see if you can pick some money up.
Not bad at all, mate. I tell you, 15,000, gee whiz. Said it's a wonderful initiative for the Mackay region. Of course, not only does it help the Bowls Club revenue-wise, it also helps the whole region, because a lot of these people have been here for a couple of days prior to the event, and a couple of them are staying for a couple of days after the event too. So it's a win-win for everybody, really, isn't it, Colin?
Yeah, look, I know Mackay, we thrive on people visiting us, and we look forward to make sure they come back. So, and particularly this event, we get support from the regional council and a number of sponsors. And look, like all events, you can't do without sponsors, of course, and I'm sure all bowls clubs are grateful for the sponsorship that they get from their community. But yeah, look, it's just one of those things that we need to look after, of course, the sponsors, but you need to look after the people that come and visit. So, Good Friday yesterday, there was a few, I think they were looking to have a dinner and a bit of a party last night, but like everywhere, there wasn't too many places open. So, but they bring money to the community, and that's what any of us that run these sort of events, we hope that they come out, and not only they support the Mackay people, but they also need to enjoy it and make sure they come back to the district at a later date.
100% correct that summing up there, Cole, that's for sure, and I think that you people have it down packed now. You have hosted quite a few events up here. Robbie and I have been up a few times live streaming, and we look forward to our road trip up here, mate.
Yeah, of course, nowhere near as flash as what you are now. You come up in that big flash van, of course, and have you let Robbie have a drive of it yet?
Mate, I let him drive the last 198 kilometres yesterday, and he said, they've only got 198 kilometres to do. I said, well, don't stuff it up, mate. Yeah, right now.
Well, that'd only take him 8 hours anyway,
yeah, it did, mate. As I said to you when I rang you, I said, mate, estimated time of arrival, who knows? I'll just change drivers. No.
No wonder Robbie can sleep well every night knowing that he can come back and get an earful the next day from you, Brian. I'm sure he'd be happy about that.
He goes all right, mate. Very good friends. He goes all right for an old bloke. Oh, we see.
Yeah,
Chantel.
We've got a few short bowls here this time.
Well, they've really lengthened it out, Colin, and they're struggling at this length. I think the pace of the green's really got them a little bit worried. They're showing it a little bit too much respect, and unusual, because the heads in both games so far have been absolutely first class, and this is definitely the worst head we've had. But I said, I think the pace of the green, I think they're just showing it a little bit too much respect.
A bit of respect. But
which you would, if you're out there, you'd definitely be showing them the respect required. G'day, Brad. How are you, mate? Pearso. So, Cam, half covered in snow, mate, eh? But still a couple of rinks still open. Good on you, Cam. Cam comes from Canada.
Oh, well, he
Sensatua.
will be a little bit cooler than what we are.
It's normally about minus 30 over there. He normally tells us it's a real cold.
Well, we're more than plus that, I can tell you. I think we're around about 30, 34 today. 33, 34 was the estimate today.
Yeah, well, today at the moment it's 27.7 degrees where we're sitting. And it's 58% humidity. So that's an up-to-date weather.
A little bit different to the Canada weather.
Yes, ever so true. Ever so true, and it's great to see a lot of our friends who can now travel and come out and play in the various events we have out here.
Well, if we can remind your listeners, this event will be on next Easter again, of course. It's an Easter carnival that we run every year, so if anyone would like to come and visit the mid-North Queensland, now's the time to come. It's not too hot. And we'd love to see you visit our great district.
Well spoken too, Cole. As I said, it's the gateway to the Whit Sundays. There's so much to do in the region. I mean, even if the family comes, one of them or both of them can play bowls. There's so many things for your kids to do, though, too, isn't there? There's just so many attractions.
Yeah, well, for those that are coming out of winter, of course, the big attraction is our beaches. And
yes.
And the weather is certainly warmer than what the top end the northern hemisphere would be doing. But
yes.
we enjoy that at this time of the year, and of course our winter is certainly mild, very mild.
Mild.
If we get a 12, 13 degree, we think we're worse off. And but look, and we just need to say, if you can come, we'd love to have you with a set of bowls. We certainly will look after you and make sure that you see the district while you're here, but enjoy your bowls and the friendship that Mackay people offer.
Oh, it's ever so true, Colin. And also, too, there's some wonderful clubs around here in your region. You got Early Beach, for argument's sake, Possapine. You got some wonderful facilities to go and check out, mate, and some wonderful destinations too, Cole.
Yeah, look, there's plenty of things to do throughout the district. So, and the younger generation certainly are taking heed of that now, because there's plenty for the younger children to do, and there's enough people that organise babysitting and things like that if they're a little bit younger. Yeah. But they certainly educate them as part of what happens in this district, and whether they be looking at the platypus down some of the rivers or the kangaroos on the beach and things like that. There's always plenty for them to do, and educate them while they're here, of course.
Good on you, Michael. Yes, I think we should warn everyone that Dakota has got her learner's permit, mate, so look out on the roads down around that region. -7 today, Cam. That's not too bad, mate. He gets up to mid-30s in summer. Of course it does, mate. And that's one reason, as you said, with a lot of things for the kids to do, and that's one reason we bring Robbie up here, mate. So there's ample things for him to do, and, of course, I come up because Robbie has to be kept under adult supervision at all times, mate. So...
Well, Robbie, I notice there's no lollies around. Have you got him on a diet, or what's going on? Oh, he has found his lolly perks.
One or two there.
Brian's just produced the box. It's probably about a foot square, and it's full of lollies. So
well, we do that. Yes, Robbie does like his lollies, mate. The only thing is he keeps picking the ones that I like too. Well, it looks like they're going to shorten this one up a little bit by lots of things. Yeah,
well, they certainly didn't enjoy the last one, so it'll be interesting to see.
Of course, Gary coming from far north Queensland, as we said, just up the road. So, Shane Kenner, just beautiful weighted bowl there. Just needs a little bit more grass.
Shane's struggling with the grass a little bit at the moment.
Yes.
he's played out on this green pretty regularly. So
well, he's from Proserpine Club, isn't he?
Yeah. Early Beach, I think.
Early now, is it? Sorry.
But he's certainly they're obviously a bit shy of it. It's one thing you do have to do is give it plenty of air because it likes like the green. But see how he goes this time.
And I see your lovely wife out there playing in the event too, mate. Eh?
Yeah, she had to win the first round, so that's a bit good. That means I'll get dinner again tonight.
That's it, mate.
While they have a win, you know, the old story. Yeah. Happy wife, happy life.
That's it, mate.
But yeah, she'd love to hear me say that too, I can tell you. It's not repayable.
That's all right, mate.
No one can play this back, can they?
Trust me, mate. She's too busy playing bowls to listen to what you're saying, son. So we see Heath Hawkins not far away once again. The finish on that green though, still just running on beautifully there, Colin. So it's 2 good bowls there by Heath. So Greg Nelson on the mat at the moment. Greg going to play his backhand. Just going to beat these 2 jack-high bowls of Heath's. So 2 very good bowls. Now, Greg got this very well lined. I think it's just his weight's going to be his downfall.
Yeah, he's just not quite there, but might be a bit nervous of that ditch rank too, I think, the way he was sort of very hesitant letting it go.
Hey, good on you, Brad. Alan Howard back on there. Good on you, Alan. Chantel. Look at this bowl shoot across the head now, mate. Didn't have bad weight on that, Chantel. I think a lot of them, when they first have to play the ditch rink close to the ditch, they always seem to narrow it up with their first or second bowl, don't they?
It's there.
It's in your head.
One of those things, but if you just put it down in the right place, it will. Did you say Alan Howard was on?
Alan Howard's on. There's
Alan Howard's a champion on this green. I can tell you, he loves it.
He's a good lad too, mate.
Big Al.
Big Al.
Always you got to respect him, whether it's because of his bowling ability or because he's size. You always take them both.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, Al. I had to throw that in.
He's a good lad, mate. He couldn't believe before when John Palmer and I said that Tool's here and he's nice and quiet today.
Yeah, well, he's struggling a little bit, I think, the Tool. But he had a bit of, towards the end, he was given a bit of cheek, so he'll come good by the end of the afternoon.
Of course he will.
But I'm sure they had a win this morning. So
I think they did too, mate. Yeah.
So yeah, they take a lot of beating, of course. Yep. Tool was here, he'd tell you about being the Australian champion. I'm just not sure what year it was, but it was a long time ago.
I've been told it 100 times already, mate. That's just this weekend.
And, of course, the other champion that was in that team was Alan Howard, the Big L. So,
Big L?
He might even tell us what year it was, Alan. I can't remember. It's probably 4 years ago. It might even be 5 years ago now.
Of course, and the third member of that team, young Mitch Mears, is here playing with Peter this weekend. Oh, Scotty, is he just under this bowl? Oh, he got the edge of it.
Oh, he got there.
He got the mate, just fell the wrong way. I'm not too sure who's got shot there. It's too close to call from here, so Gary Costigan got to beat that last bowl of Scotty Chamberlain's. Colin Hayes, how are you, Cole? Oof. Didn't miss it by much. Yeah, Cam, would love to see you down here, mate. It would be fantastic. One of our regulars, as I said, from Canada, comes on and enjoys the stream. So Scotty, once again, he's played this with good weight.
So he seems that his weight might be a little bit better. He'd like that kitty, wouldn't he?
Yeah, definitely would have liked the kitty, mate. I thought he had good weight for what he was after there too, Cole. So Gary didn't miss by much of his first bowl. What's he doing in this one?
Yeah, I don't think he's out enough just looking at that. A bit of a rub off that.
Yeah, that shot. So they're going to measure for 2. measure for 3 by the looks of it.
The back bowl doesn't look like
it didn't look like it from here anyway, but 2 shots. ...2018 was the year. Thank you very much for that, Alan.
You wouldn't think Till could remember that far back, Alan, but he certainly does. He reminds us of it every day he plays bowls at Suburban Bowls Club. So you never know. Well, we look forward to seeing you back up here shortly and have a roll up. I'm sure we'd love to get some of your expertise here again.
Hey, g'day Graham Lewis, how are you, mate? Graham, of course, the hard-working president from the Cunningham district, Colin. Doing a great job down there in that region.
How's the Downs going?
The Downs going pretty reasonable out that neck of the woods, mate. And,
They've certainly had their...
Everyone got plenty of bowls on at the moment, and...
they'd be happy to have bowls up after all that rain and that they had out on some of them areas. So.
I'll tell you what, some of those areas needed that rain desperately. What a lovely start there by Shane. Lovely. Only waited, was grassed absolutely magnificently. Good morning, Bob. How are you, my friend? How's Cromwell this morning? Any snow on them there hills yet? Gonna cut across the head with that one, young Heath. Shane, how good's his memory? See a good picture there of his delivery up there on the left-hand side of the screen. I don't think he's got the...
I was going to say, he doesn't look like it, but
it's still running,
he's still
though.
having a bit of a look at it, so
Yeah, I still think it was going to pull up, though.
He's a couple of foot short.
Yep. So Heath just got to correct his grass line in particular. He's played this pretty well.
Just a bit short.
Oh, I thought he may have got second shot, but I don't think he has. G'day, Ray Mitchell, watching from Albury in New South Wales. Lovely part of the world down there. Hope you're enjoying the telecast of the 2022 Mackay Easter Open Challenge. There's 32 teams here this weekend. 4 games today, 4 games tomorrow. See who comes out. See who comes out with the first prize, Cole. As you said, $15,000 of prize money up for this weekend. So a wonderful 2-day event. Very good prize money. It's Australian ranking points, which is, you know, what a lot of these players are chasing.
There's a lot of that. Is an important part of the event too, of course, Brian.
Yes. So once again, this length has really sorted them out once again. So Chantel, Greg Nelson on the mat at the moment.
Full length end, of course. It is a little bit different to them, and they've been playing a lot of short, well, not short, so much short end, but
yes,
3/4 ends, and they've now certainly stepped it right full length. So
yeah, Greg, lovely correction there by Greg Nelson. Of course, Greg, is part of that Nelson family bowling fraternity of Kane Nelson and Jacob Nelson, who are here this weekend. Chantel just once again didn't have the weight. Peter Martin from Lovedale and Roy Mitchell watching from Albury. So that's down to the 2 skips now. So I think Gary just having a bit of a cheating raid to Heath. I think if they win this end, just going to change things up a little bit by the looks of things. I think it's a little bit...
You're obviously pretty good eyesight there. You can lip read as well, Brian.
I can, mate, yes. Particularly when they're just sitting in front of you, you can hear what they're saying. It does help a fair bit, Cole.
I was giving you some credit there, man. And, of course, while we got Alan Howard on there, one of his great mates or relation even we're missing is Ray Kurtz.
Yes, Ray.
Ray's a great advocate for this carnival, and
Yes.
certainly I think he's won his share of money out of it over the years. And I know he played with Alan in lots of events. And the only thing I should tell your listeners, he's up in the top end of Western Australia visiting his family.
Good on him.
He run into a little bit of trouble. He's been there a week, but he still hasn't seen his bowls or his suitcase yet. So he still was down buying jocks the other day in Port Hedland. So I know Alan probably would know that and have a little bit of a laugh at it, but Ray is so meticulous with his bowls and the bags and how he goes about his business. And sadly, he's been there a week without clothes. So although he may have them by now, we didn't hear yesterday.
Is that right, eh?
But yeah, great bowling partner with Alan Howard. He's a great guy.
Yes. Yeah, Scotty, is he around this bowler Gary's?
Yeah, it's just he gets round to his...
Probably made it a lot harder for Gary to get into now, though, hasn't he? He's really blocked that hand up. Yeah, I'd say definitely 3. Thank you, Brian Beatty. Yes, we enjoy bringing you the coverage too. Yep. See, that's trying to stay away from that ditch hand, Colin, by the looks of it. So.
Yeah, I would like to tell him that it's the kindest hand most times. So, but yeah, I noticed they shied away from it a fair bit. But most of the locals will find that ditch is quite kind to you in lots of times. Of course, there's not a lot of breeze blowing today, although it's come up a bit better than it was before. So. That has a little bit of an effect on this rink, of course, but no, it's quite a pleasant day here for undercover bowling.
Yep. So it looks like they're going to lengthen it right out again by the looks of things. So obviously Scotty's picked up that the other team is struggling at this length by the looks of it there, Colin.
Yeah, so well, they did struggle a little bit that last one. So I suppose while you got a little bit of an upper hand, you're better off sticking to it.
Yes.
Once it leaves you then struggle with the other hand, of course. But
Yeah, just need a bit more grass for that one, didn't he?
Yeah, length was great.
Yeah, beautiful. Well spoken, Alan. Alan just made a reply to you. I hope he doesn't get his bowls back, Colin. It may give me a chance of beating him occasionally.
Yeah, Al, how true. There's lots of things I'd like to do with his bowls, but I do hope he gets them back because you know how meticulous he is with his bowls, and he's certainly got a love for the ones he's got now. So I do hope he gets them back.
He's very passionate about our great game, my friend. Again, Shane just cutting across the head once again. Still needed that little bit more weight on that one too, didn't he? Another 2.5, 3 foot. So it's advantage to Heath at this particular stage. Heath Hawkins playing with Gary Costigan. This bowl start working into the head now. Just going to stay a little bit wide. Beautiful weighted bowl once again. Good morning, Trish Spicer. How are you? Great to have you on board, Trish. Morning, Mel Robbo. Always good to have you two on board. So, Greg Nelson playing his forehand. I tell you what, is he going to set this back bowl? Not going to be too far away. He has, yep. Yeah, good bowl. So Gary just giving Chantel a few instructions. Definitely got the weight. It's got to be a little bit wider than that, mate. You're going to get a straight.
I was going to say,
quite.
might get a rub, but no.
Not quite. How's things up in Cairns today, Trish? Beautiful down here in Mackay. So Greg with his second bowl. I tell you what, he's got this very well grass once again too. His weight's looking pretty reasonable. Not going to be too far away. Two great bowls there from Greg Nelson.
Great bowls, certainly. His skip was looking for that. It make him a little bit happier.
Yeah. Mate, Scotty Chamberlain's a pretty good guy to play bowls with, mate. It's not too many things rattle Scotty. Great guy. Tell you what, Chantel, how's your weight? Oh, gee whiz. Another 3 foot, mate. She was pretty much there. Had a beautiful line on that bowl. Hey, Roger Swift from Pine Rivers. Lovely part of the world, Pine Rivers Bowls Club. Right, down to the skips now. Scotty Chamberlain with first bowl, of course. And for those viewers who have just joined us, we've got 4 games on today. This is the second game. We're going to have lunch after this one. Apparently going to be an hour's break.
Barbecue lunch.
And then back out for another 2 games this afternoon.
And of course they'll swap over each game, Brian. You have one on the carpet and then the next one's out on the grass. And that's a little bit different for everyone too, of course. It takes you that little while to settle down and have a big think on what's going to happen, of course.
I think it's quite realistic though, Colin. That's the beauty about our grey game. Is that, look, when you're playing outdoors, for argument's sake, the weather changes 4 or 5 times a day at least.
Yeah, yep.
Right, and you're forever having to adapt to the conditions. But yes, I'll tell you what, Gary, has he got this kitty?
He's got everything.
What a great bowl by Gary Costigan. Play that with magnificent weight, didn't he?
It was a great bowl, that.
Yep. Of course, his partner is one of the defending champions from last year. Wendy Jones played with Sue Brady and Katie Laverty.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We've had the people that win it seem to come back year after year. So, and not always successful the next year. It's pretty obvious.
May get a result out of this.
Have a look at.
Not quite. Not quite. G'day, Keith Farrelly. How are you, Keith?
A bit of a breeze has sprung up and a few noises coming out of this tent. I thought it was Robbie that was creaking and groaning.
It is, mate. His age.
The tent, but nice breeze coming in through the back there now.
Yeah, it's safe.
Yep. So what do you end up getting there? 2 or 3?
Not too sure.
Brian.
Just talking to one of the hard-working delegates from this region.
Yes.
Does a great job for the Mackay district.
He is a hard worker.
He is.
He's at every event that we run, regardless whether it's district or even some of the finals for different clubs. He always rolls up to have a chat and see what's going on.
Yeah, Martin Core does a great job, mate. He, being a director of Bowls Queensland and like attending all the meetings that we go to, I can assure you that Martin does a wonderful job for your region. He's one of the talkers, which is great to see. That's why we have the meetings. It's great to see Martin and catch up with him, have a bit of a chinwag with him. Unfortunately, he had to take off. Shane, just a little bit too much run on this one here. Grass is pretty well spot on, really. Just snuck around the back. I can assure you, Johnny Walker, yes, Timmy's here, mate. He's playing with, Timmy Smith is playing with Ben Cribben and Nick Gosley. Looks like they got Benny Cribben leading. Yes, you did right, mate, and I can assure you that the colours of their shirts too, John. I couldn't believe that people could turn up and play bowls in their pyjamas this morning. But
that's harmful. His mum probably packed them for him.
Yeah, well, she packed 3 because there's one for each of them. They're a great crew. They really are a great crew. Is he going to get the kitty? Not quite. Just going to sneak around the back.
Around the back.
Be a couple down there, I'm assuming. So now Gary, typically speaking here, would probably like Chantel just be about 3 foot through the head, just to cover those two back bowls. In actual fact, believe it or not, Johnny, they're pretty well behaved, mate. The boys, they are very well behaved. I think it's a bit early for all of them. They did arrive yesterday, though, John. So.
You remember there wasn't too many places open yesterday.
Yes,
that might have saved them a little bit.
Yeah, I think it saved them a little bit, but I think there's a couple of them slightly wounded this morning, though, Cole, from what I've seen, from what I've witnessed, my friend. I'm a little bit concerned about tomorrow morning, though, Cole. Because
tomorrow's another day.
Because I'm a bit concerned, because I think the boys are getting ready for a big night, and you've said to them already, you made the announcement, you're feeling sick, don't turn up. I think we may be pushing for numbers tomorrow morning, mate.
They'll be here. They'll shine.
Of course they will be.
They'll shine.
And I said it's amazing at the great cross-section of the Queensland bowling community that's patronises this wonderful event here in Mackay.
And Brian, one of the things that I'm intrigued about this year is the younger generation that's here.
We have so many juniors. It's great to see.
Pardon me, and they held their own this morning. I actually early in the morning I sat and watched a couple of them, and they've certainly held their own. So it's a credit to their parents, of course, and themselves.
Yes.
It's also a credit to Bowls Queensland, because without these juniors and the younger generation coming on, our game that we all love so much will slow down. But these young blokes, pardon me, I don't know their age, but there was some as low as about 10 or 11, I think.
Playing in this event, which is absolutely fantastic to see, isn't it? This is where they're going to get their experience from. I'm not 100% sure, John. I'll ask Cole that. Johnny Walker just asked, are you putting up progressive scores?
Yes, we've certainly got a chart out there that who won this morning and what places they will. I'll see if I can get that put onto something over here for you in the near future. Within the next, I suppose we've only got about another 20 minutes to go here. So I'll speak to the hard-working secretary and see if we can get something put up on site for you. 19
minutes to go, mate.
Yep.
You're dead right with that 20 minutes, buddy. So Gary going to play his forehand here. Now, the intriguing part about this, because it's a long end, look at the amount of grass he's got to take. He's got to be right out pretty close to that ditch, doesn't he? That should be underdone, grass line.
I was going to say, he's not out far enough with that.
No, that should be underdone.
Yeah, you just got to be game enough to
be right out
bite the bullet and go your normal grass.
Well, I think Justin Cribben showed in the last game. He was right out beside the thing, and it still drew around those front bowls there, Colin, on an end very similar to this. You know what I mean?
And they will definitely do that. It's just a matter of biting the bullet and putting it down there. It'll do it. If you got your length and your grass right, it'll just do its job for you.
I think Gary's going back to the draw now, mate, on the back end. He's a little bit more comfortable over there. Of course, Gary is a great supporter of a lot of events in North Queensland, though, Colin. He's here, there and everywhere. Well, I think he got a pretty handy result out of that one.
He might be happy with that result.
Yeah, well, Greg's going to have a quick look at it.
I don't know whether he said he was up or down.
Yeah, not too sure on that one there, mate.
He put the finger, give the shake of the finger, but it didn't show up or down. So,
right, Scotty, how's he looking?
I think he's got to be tight looking at that. But if he gets that kitty, he'll be happy.
Oh, yeah, definitely chasing a bit of a trail on there, mate, wasn't he? Looks like they're going to put a tape on this, so... Wasn't too sure on Greg's call there, Cole. Exactly what you said, mate.
Well, he sort of shook the finger, but it wasn't up or down. So you can't beat that old tape.
No.
Quicker to get it out and be done with it.
Yep.
Oh, he's gone for more than one now.
Well, they're measuring for short here by the looks of it. One shot to Gary Costigan, so tightens it up a little bit more. Now, we've noticed in the first game, Colin, they're getting around about 15 ends in. But I'm not too sure whether the competitors have been putting the scores up or not with 16 minutes to run, because most of the boards have 10 ends up. So looks as though they're not going to get the 15 ends in this time,
not
mate.
Get their 15
ends in. So,
of course, it'll be a little bit longer in here compared to out on the grass.
Of course, it will be. Yes,
they might, but yeah, look, I think most would know that if they've got to move when they're in under the shed. They need to put that extra effort into time-wise to make sure you do get it, of course.
Yeah. So we see.
Yeah, some of them have got the 12, 11, 12, so
yep.
They should get theirs in with 16 minutes to go.
So we see a nice starter there from Heath Hawkins. Just again, they just haven't got their grass line absolutely spot on just at this stage. I said it's, as Colin said previously, they're coming from the outdoor, which is probably running, I'd say it's probably running good 14 and a half seconds.
Yeah, I thought about 14.
Yeah, but then they're coming in here. Well, they had a very heavy dew this morning. And, it's obviously going to take a while for it to dry out. It's not that sunny or breezy today. It's actually quite overcast, so it's taking a bit longer, but it'll dry out. Be beautiful to play on this afternoon. And this one in here is running a good, probably around about 17 and a half seconds. So it's very contrasting pace-wise for both greens, but something that the players are adapting to very well. Yeah,
the big thing is the different green that'll take. This inside will take a lot more grass than the out one, of course, and that's the good part about this carnival, when we can play some out, some in, and makes you think, but it also makes a tide out of who can win and who can't win at the end of the day. And I think that gives everyone a chance, of course, and that's what we like to see. Some new ones coming up. But
it is, and as you said, it's wonderful to see so many juniors here this weekend too, Cole. It really is fantastic to see, and they're so keen, aren't they? Like, I mean, I noticed yesterday when Robbie and I turned up, there a few of the juniors were rolling up and not only drinking the free Coke and Fanta that you supplied them with, but geez, they spent some time on the green, mate. They deserved it, to be truthful with you.
They did spend the time.
They just spent time here all afternoon rolling up.
The part that, I wouldn't say it intrigued me, but the part that I enjoyed, they could play all the shots. Yeah. They weren't backward. They certainly wanted to have if someone got a close one, they'd certainly whip into it, they'd drive it off. So, which the younger generations, that's something that they'll always want to do. But it was interesting to see that they had the array of shots that they wished to play. They certainly could play them. Having
commentated on the state juniors the last couple of years, Colin held up in North Toowoomba Bowls Club, and mate, the talent that's there in the under 15 and under 18 bracket is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, look, Brian, the thing I probably liked yesterday, which made me smile, there was no fear in anything did. They didn't want to, if I bump that, I might give it away.
Yeah,
Their ability just to knuckle down and do it.
Yeah. Well, look, even rink next door there, you got Sam Collier, who's 15 years of age. You got Ty Jesberg, about to turn 18, I think, not too far away. Again, you see these lads in the last game, Travis Pearce from the Kenilworth Bowls Club, 15 years of age.
Yeah.
Isn't it just great to see these kids? And as you said, you got a couple of juniors out there. They're not here at the moment. They must be playing on the outdoor green. But there's one over there.
Fellow up there. I think he told me yesterday he was 12.
12, yeah. Look at him. It's just great to see them playing. We see Ty Jesberg, who's probably a few now, and looks like he just drew the absoluter. There's Sam Collier, just put his finger up for one. So,
okay. He's laughing.
So it's just wonderful to see. So we see Gary Costigan here playing his backhand. He's trying to set this.
Running through.
There's enough holes there for the bowl. G'day, Jado. How are you, mate? G'day, Lynn Jeffrey. Or is that you, Maxie? Sneaking on Lynn's iPad, mate. So Scotty Chamberlain played this very well, Scotty.
He's just going to run through.
Yep. Yeah, he's gone to a pretty good home there, though. Yeah. Very good home. So Gary. Got a little bit more grass on this one, mate. You're going to come down to his weight.
Well, that's the grass you got to be.
Yeah, that's a great bowl by Gary. Really is a good bowl. Scotty, got to beat that last bowl. More than capable of doing it too.
Yeah, well, he's out a good bit more than what he was with his last bowl, so it'll be interesting to see. I would think this is probably the perfect grass
perfect
that
bowl,
he
mate.
needed.
They trailed the kitty there. They had a few shots, didn't they? So, great correction there from Scotty Chamberlain. George Allen, g'day George. It's Robbie's father on board, mate, watching all the way from New Zealand. Yeah, you did right, Michael. We need as many juniors as we can get. Good on you, Maxie. Using up Lynn's data. Good on you, son.
We'll probably get Lynn on the other line if you like.
Yeah, no, Maxie and Lynn, mate, they're a wonderful, wonderful couple. That's from the Tweed Heads Bowls Club. Lynn's actually, in fact, the lady president down there this year, so I'm sure she'd do a great job for the club too.
She'll have a big job ahead of her.
Yeah, she has, but she's more than capable.
Big club and certainly an excellent organisation down there.
Oh, absolutely, Colin. They wonderful bunch down that neck of the woods. So we see Shane Kinnear. I think it's just his weight's going to let him down slightly on this one. He had a magnificent line on that.
Perfect thing, yes.
That's the frustrating part at times, isn't it, when you're playing on something this quick? You sometimes with your next bowl you actually overreact. Just going to run through. Got into a very good home there, though. So, what part of New Zealand does your dad live? Lower Hutt. Lower Hutt, George. How come you New Zealanders have funny names for your suburbs and everything? We have sensible names like Wagga Wagga. You have Lower Hutt. Where's Upper Hutt? Yeah, just up the road. That'd be right there.
One's an north side, one's a south side. Still only 65 people live there, isn't it?
No, 66. George has moved there. On you, George. Good lad. I'd still reckon, mate, you look at Robbie and you think to yourself, he couldn't have a father. Like, he couldn't be that old, right?
It's probably the haircut he does, the styling in the haircut that keeps him looking young.
He reckons he's only turned grey since he met me.
I think you've taught him a lot of bad habits, Brian. Come on. I think his dad would be looking for you, actually. Some of the habits you taught him.
Ah, well. At least his life skills have improved. See a lovely bowl there from Greg. Hello, Ian Little, watching from Dunedin in New Zealand. That's where my good wife was born, Ian, in Dunedin. Jeff Bucknell, how are you, Jeff? Hope your health's improved, mate. He's the hard-working chairman of Mermaid Beach Bowls Club, Jeffrey. He does a superb job down there. Is she going to get an edge? Oh, it's needed just a little bit more of that bowl, really, Cole, for just to take that.
I thought she was right, because it sort of, once it started to bend, I thought she was going to get it right through.
Yeah.
But no, it's just, as you say, just needed a
little bit more of that bowl, mate.
Another quarter inch on that bowl would have made a lot of difference.
Yeah.
Only 7 minutes to do. They're even running up the green at the moment. Obviously, they're a bit keen to get the ends in. Well, there's a good bowl.
That's a great bowl there, wasn't it, by Greg Nelson? I tell you what, it depends upon his weight. He's on a pretty good line with this one.
I think he's got a great bowl here.
Chantel,
just going to run through again too.
Is it going to fall over though? Not quite. I favour Greg there for shot. Chantel played that very, very well though. You said the countdown's on, mate, so there's only going to be one more in after this one, I'm assuming, though, Cole. There'll only be about 4 minutes to go after this one, so... And the best part about it is that they're going to be playing back towards their bags, so they haven't got too far to carry their bowls. When you get to my age, they're the type of things you look for. They're the type of things you look for when you get to my age, mate.
We'd put wheelchairs out for you, Brian. You'll be right. And we could have Robbie pushing it. That'd be right. More interesting.
Mate, he'd push me off a cliff, though, that bloke, I'm telling you. He'd find the biggest cliff you guys have got here, mate.
We haven't got many of them. They're nice flat country here. So. But I'm sure I'd find one for you, but mate.
Yeah, mate, he wouldn't look for real. He'd push me out the highway. No, Scotty just throwing a bit of a bowl into that pack there, which is a very good covering bowl by Scotty Chamberlain, showing once again his experience.
It's been a nice close game, 10-8. So.
It's been a great game, mate. It really has been.
So they'll get another end in after this one. Yep. So.
Oh, Gary just got the wrong side of that.
Yeah, I was going to say, on the other side would have been an excellent
ideal. There's been some great bowls played here today, and after this game, ladies and gentlemen, so we said the players are going to have lunch, and then they're into 2 more games this afternoon. Like, how good's that going to be? 2 great games. Tomorrow morning, 4 games. Again tomorrow. 8:30 start. So all you people out there who want to go to 6:30 mass.
6:30 mass.
6:30 mass. Stay home in plenty of time to watch the start of the bowls.
I'll probably give you a communion on your way home tonight, Brian.
Thanks, mate.
That'll make you feel a little bit better.
Mate, don't worry about the bread. I'll just have the wine. G'day, Mark. How are you? Oh, Gary just cut his grass line. Gee whiz, he had reasonable weight for what he was after.
Last time, but
yes. Well, as we said, they're down to 4 minutes. They're going long again. One. Okay, so there's 3 shots in it. Three shots in it, playing the last end.
Yeah. Gone ditch to ditch.
Yeah, which is a sensible move. A lot of concentration still out there, all over the green there. Oh, Shane.
Well, they didn't come here to get their photo taken. They come here to win it. So.
Well, they win it. They're going to have their photograph taken.
Well, we can do that. We try and protect people, but right.
Hey, Keith Chubb watching from Logan City. Be enjoying the telecast of the 2022 Mackay Easter Open Challenge, brought to you from South Suburban Bowls Club in downtown Mackay. Lovely destination. Anybody looking for a holiday? It's the gateway to North Queensland, the gateway to the Whitsundays.
Starting to sound like an old mayor, Brian, promoting this district the way you are.
Well, mate, we've got to do our bit for our regions, Colin. One thing I'm very passionate about, as you're fully aware, is that one reason we did the live streaming was to help a lot of the regions out, mate, and particularly after COVID. I think it's really important that we really do help everybody we possibly can. There's a lot more destinations I'd just like to get to help out what we can do for our bowling fraternity, our fellow members.
Yes, I don't think enough of us realise how lucky we are that we can do what we're doing here this weekend. And,
yeah.
You know, sadly, all those bowls clubs that suffered water damage in the floods, and that, right? Well, not only in Queensland, of course, but New South Wales
and all over, Cole.
Well, but yeah, look, you really feel for, because lots of people do voluntary work at your bowls clubs. I think we all, as far as that. Just so you hear the noise, it's about to, there's only 1 minute left, and then you'll hear the siren go for the finish of the game. So they finish their end. So there's a good number of them trying to get the kitty down now to make sure that they get this end in. But yeah, look, it is sad when you watch some of those bowls clubs that would have, so much mud across them and everything just to clean that up. With a lot, we know bowls clubs have a lot of voluntary labour, so to all those good bowlers that help their clubs out, job well done.
Couldn't agree more on that, Cole. Well spoken, because that's the true story, mate, is that we're all here for the same cause, just to promote the wonderful game that we have and enjoy not only the companionship, I mean, it's the whole game. It's such a great game to be able to play. It's not the dearest game in the world to play. It's just got so many pluses for it. But the unfortunate thing about it, we hear so much negativity about our game. And that's one thing that really does frustrate me, because there's so many positives about it. And we see very hard for him to pick up the 4 shots required to win, or even the 3 shots for the draw now, Gary, because he's got to play through that. That's got to give himself the opportunity. And that's a good call by Gary.
I think the grass is better on this bowl, but she's got a little bit on it.
A little bit on it, though, mate. Just to wait. If it stays up, though, which it's not going to do, unfortunately. So, Roger Goodrich, how are you, Roger? How's things, mate? Thank you very much, Robbie, for those kind words. Yeah, I'll ask. There goes the fire alarm. Gary Costigan's about to jump the fence and run. He thinks there's a fire going on. Len, you were going to bed at the end of the last game. It's now 3 a.m, so you're playing bowls tomorrow. So you have a great night. It's been great having you on board, Len. You can watch the next games anytime you wish. They'll be parked on our Facebook page and our web page, so you can watch them anytime you want. Scotty Chamberlain, how's his weight? His line's looking very, very good here. He's just got to sneak under this bowl, which he has done. They
got the hand up already.
Yeah, great bowl there by Scott.
That's a great bowl.
A great bowl there by Scotty. So Gary, a couple down now. All he can really do is dead draw. I mean, it's like anything. If you're going to lose, you don't want to lose by too many.
No, he's having a little bit of a pork.
Well, he took one out, so He'll probably chase with his next one. I'll ask him in a minute, Johnny. Johnny Walker's just asking what scoring system you're using and what happens with the unplayed ends. Cole?
No, the unpaid ends, they're just not counted. If you don't play them, it's only your score that's on the end of the card.
Okay.
And you're not allowed to go to the head unless you've bowled your last bowl. So there's a little few things that we've learned over the years to try and make sure that it's fair to everyone, because as we're all aware, occasionally you get people that don't want to be quite as fast as the next one. So this seems to be a little bit fairer to everyone through there. So, and if the end is killed, you just spot the jack. So I hope that helps your concerns.
Oh, Gary just missed that.
Just missed that.
Great try. Yeah, so no, it's a very well-run tournament, John. So it's all the players seem to enjoy it. So well done to Scott and Gary there. So three shots to Scotty Chamberlain. So it really blew that score out in the end a little bit, didn't it? Because it was such a close game all the way through there, Cole. So it was great to see. So now our next game, a little bit of a local derby, really. Our next game.
Oh, who you got in the next game?
We have got Trina Maraz, Dolly Cooper's mother.
Dolly Whitestyle, yeah.
And Sean Peters playing Peter Blackburn, Barry Jackson and Ricky Dunn.
Yeah, well, that'll be...
So we have a little bit of a Mackay combination in there. Sorry? Taryn, is it?
Robbie still doesn't use a biro. He still writes with...
Still writes it, mate. Yeah, he still writes it.
Bit of charcoal.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, mate. I'll tell you what.
That'd be the
if he keeps writing like that, mate, it'll be in blood next time.
That'd be the vintage, wouldn't it?
Just like that.
I thought you'd be using the charcoal. Robbie.
Try and read his writing sometimes. You want to see it when I do it. Even I can't read my writing. So we have a bit of a Mackay combination in the next game, Colin. Should be a cracker,
that'll
mate.
Be interesting, yeah.
And good to see Cooper's mother here playing, so
yes,
should be good.
Actually, young Cooper's down playing basketball in Canberra this weekend. So.
Victoria, she said.
It's Victoria.
Yeah, I asked her before. Sorry to correct you there, but I did ask her before in the last game, and she said he's in Victoria playing basketball. So I said that just goes to show you the skill the young man has.
Yeah, you're right. He went down to Canberra middle of the week.
Did
some training there, and then he was.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, Cooper's he's into any sport he can.
Oh, absolutely.
And for his handicap, he certainly shines in lots of areas. So, and his bowling ability's very, very good.
Very well known. As I said, Cooper Whitesale is one of the true champions of our game. He doesn't let disabilities get in the way of performance, that's for sure, or enjoyment. Now, of course, the 2022 Mackay Easter Open Singles was proudly sponsored by South Suburban Bowls Club. We've also got Debbie's Seafood and Debbie's Fish Cafe. We've got Cosmetic Dental Services, Rebuck Designer Homes, Bart's Plumbing and Roofing, Jetson Salvage and Scrap Metal, and of course South Lees and Alora Motel Inn, where we're staying. Absolutely wonderful. Laura, wonderful host there in Jim and Lee Dalrymple. And that is an absolute wonderful location. If you ever come to Mackay, I could highly recommend it. So Jim, very disappointed he couldn't participate in this event. Cole, we had a chinwag to him last night, but
I hope you kept well away from him.
Well and truly away, mate. Miles away.
Oh, Jimmy went to a wedding in Melbourne and came back with the dreaded COVID. So
yeah, but he said to me, it's all it is a bit of a head cold, he reckons, at the moment. So he's in good health, he's in good spirits. He stood a long way away from us, Colin, but it was good to see Jimmy. He does a great job around there, he and Lee. They're wonderful hosts and wonderful destination. So on behalf of Robbie Allen and myself, for Gold Coast-Tweed District Media Team, I'd like to thank Cole for his input here today and local knowledge.
Thank you for the invite.
And hope to have you back sometime this afternoon, mate.
Shall do that.
Thank you very much, Colin.
Thank you very much. Thank you guys for the great job you do and showing not only our region but also the sporting ability of people in North Queensland.
Mate, it's a pleasure being here. You know how much we love coming up this neck of the woods, mate, and further and all along. And but as I say to everybody, enjoy your bowls, support your club. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got an hour lunch break. So go and have something to eat. Get ready this afternoon. Should be an absolute wonderful third game and a crack of a fourth game. 4 games again tomorrow. On behalf of Robbie Allen and myself, enjoy your bowls and support your club. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.